What kind of things would you ask? I mean, what is okay to ask when you're going over sexual history without making someone feel uncomfortable?
I think it's better to give to receive. So, first and foremost, you got to make sure that you have been tested recently and that you know your status, both COVID-19 and sexual health. And so sometimes it's easier to bring things up when you say, you know what, I've made a real point because I want to be super safe. So, I actually got my sexual health screening done 2 weeks ago. What about yourself? Or I know a place near me that's doing COVID testing. I make sure that I go every 2 weeks. What about yourself? I am really diligent about masks. So when you give up information about yourself and you lead with that personal vulnerability, it becomes a lot easier to start the conversation because nobody wants to feel like they're being interrogated or judged. And so if it can feel informal, if it can feel like we're both in this together, I think that you're going to find the conversation is a lot less bumpy than you perceive it will be in your head.
Sure. Well, listen, Shan, a lot of people are lonely during COVID-19, and that's leading to people probably being a little more open to getting involved with people they otherwise normally wouldn't. Is that happening more often now?
Anecdotally, I can say from my show Sexology, we've been taping now for 2 months. And so we've had a lot of people in studio who've talked about their experiences. And you know what, Dr. Ian, I have not heard that thirst for intimacy, for physical intimacy. People have really been creeping back in and their concerns are still extremely high. And I think that's going to vary depending on what state that you're in. Originally, I'm from Toronto, Canada, and Toronto, Canada, they are killing it. It is a party over there. They are a couple stages ahead of Los Angeles. I see on social media some of my old friends doing things that I couldn't even imagine doing, like being indoors and eating a dinner meal. Oh my goodness. So, you could take certain liberties there where I'm sure there's a lot more of a lax attitude. But I think in states where the numbers are still high, you're seeing that singles, even though they are clamoring for interaction, are doing it at the pace that feels comfortable to them. And so I know a lot more people who are comfortable in LA doing outdoor parties, but I don't think that people are willing to jump back into the hookup culture that maybe they once did.
Are you finding that, like, it's okay now to actually get involved with someone without worrying about long-term romance?
I think that this is a very unique year in which what's very important is to ensure that your health today is taken care of. And that includes your mental health and your mental well-being and your general wellness. And so it's prioritizing the things and the people that make you feel good or ensure your safety right now. And so I don't know if people are thinking about it in the same way of long-term partnerships. There is a term called Quarationships, which is a relationship that is basically fueled around the convenience of quarantine. And so these Quarationships are basically like, look, it's the summer love vacation, right? We are together right now, but I'm going back to Ohio. You're going to Michigan. We may never talk again. But right now, we're in this space together. We both have the same priorities, and we're going to create a connection based around that. So I think that good and good for now is still pretty much the same thing in 2020. So a lot of people are finding themselves in committed relationships that I think are really contingent around the fact that we both are safe. We've both been tested. I know where you've been. You know where I've been. So let's be partners during this time.
And so, okay, let's end with deal breakers. So are there deal breakers during this time?
Absolutely. So there's actually a study that OkCupid did that found that for millennials, having the same political party or the same political values is more important now for coupling up than it was to our grandparents. And so the value system around why people decide to pick certain people over others shifts over time. I think a new value is going to be, are you a masker or an anti-masker? Do you think that this is a conspiracy? Are you taking this seriously? Have you been tested? So I do feel that as much as it's important that we like the same football team and that we both like the same music, you want to make sure that you both have the same value system around health and COVID-19.
Shan, thank you so much. We'll be sure to check out your show on Quibi, Sexology with Shan Boodram.